All right, well, there you have it. Ramon Dino won the 2025 Classic Physique Mr. Olympia, and I'm happy about that. Honestly, I'm actually kind of shocked, to be fair. I thought Mike had it in the bag. Not to say that Ramon didn't look good. I mean, I made my earlier video before the finals, and Mike just came out damn near perfect. I mean, he was a bit flat in the chest, a bit flat in the shoulders, but I thought Mike did enough to win. Obviously, coming off the second place finish last year, coming off the Arnold Classic title win, I thought that, the flavor of the year has been Mike, and they are going for this kind of bigger type of physique for Classic, which, to be fair, Mike having to go down from 212 all the way down to 204, he wasn't with that same pop and fullness. So on stage, he wasn't the biggest guy. Ramon was. Ramon, I think, did enough in terms of just like improvements. His conditioning was improved. His presentation was improved. He wasn't sweating like a water buffalo. His hamstrings, I mean, I don't know what he did to his hamstrings this year, but his hamstring dropped from the side better than Mike's. Like, I can't recall a year where Ramon had leg size from the side like that, not including the times where he came second to Chris or nothing. So Ramon brought it. Ramon definitely brought it, and I do prefer Ramon in terms of a classic look. I think Mike, even with the downsized version of him going from 212 all the way down to 204, he's still a little bodybuilder-esque. Like, you can see just, the big mass in the quads, the just overall mass that he carries. Obviously, it's a muscle contest, and yes, mass matters, but in terms of what I think about when I hear classic physique, like, there needs to be clear lines from bodybuilding, classic physique, obviously men's physique, and I mean 212 is bodybuilding, so there's no clear lines there, but those three divisions, it needs to be clear. This guy should not be that close to where he can cross over in place in the top three like that. I mean, we saw Urs cross over, and he did win 2 open shows. But coming to the Olympia now, it's not like he cracked the top 5. Because in terms of a classic guy jumping into the open, he's going to need more time to put on size. Urs, I think, obviously came 13th. So not even in the top 10. But really happy for Ramon. Terrance came 3rd. Jose Ma came 4th. And then now Darwin round out the top 5. I have no idea where Logan placed. I have not seen the official scorecards for Classic. I was honestly rooting for Logan, to be fair. I am a Logan fan. I think in terms of, if I think about Classic, I think about Logan, I think about Terrance, I think about Ramon, I think about, now Darwin. I don't necessarily think about Jose Ma. I don't necessarily think about Mike. Mike is Classic for sure. But Jose Ma is just, the guy's a freak. The guy's an absolute freaking freak. But I think for the division and where it's going to be heading after the Chris Bumstead era, Ramon is the guy. Ramon is a physique. Ramon is the type of physique that I think will do well for the division in terms of this is now the new standard. He's not far away in terms of what Chris provided for that standard. I think Chris still had probably a bit better presentation with his polish, with his muscle insertions, also with his genetics and stuff. But Ramon equally tall physique, small waist, flaring quads. Ramon has better arms than Chris. I think Chris has a better back than Ramon. And Chris brings more consistent conditioning show after show after show. But in terms of the look of Ramon, the stature, that big, taller physique, he's not that far away from Chris. So I'm not sure if it's just the fact that they're looking for a taller guy to fit that classic physique title mold. Or is it just a case of Ramon was the best on this night, which I do think he was. Terrance was great. Terrance from the back was great. Terrance from the side, very improved. Terrance from the front, such a beautiful X-frame. Mike, same thing. Like, all these guys brought it. I didn't think they were going to give it to Ramon. I really didn't think so because, Mike, man, he's been dominating recently. He's been able to just, win shows and obviously come second at the Olympia. And yeah, we had a bunch of controversy coming into the Olympia with him and his height and his weight and, him being all goofy on the Jay Cutler podcast and him collabing with people and telling them that their sets didn't count. Yeah, he's been super goofy, but super happy for the results here. I know Mike is not happy. I remember when they're actually announcing the winners, when they're about to, So the prize money went from, I think, 50 or 60 grand all the way up to $100,000. And I believe Chris Bumstead has something to do with bumping that up so much. So when they announced the winner getting $100,000, Mike was like his eyes, you can see his face lit up. So, which is fine. I mean, obviously, like, we're doing this in terms of these competitors. They do this for the love of the sport, but at this level, there's a lot of money involved. Like when you talk about 100K, just from one show, and Mike won the Arnold earlier. I mean, if he would have won this show, he would have probably been, what is that? That's like, how much did he get at the Arnold? I think it was, was it 70 grand? So that would have been 170K for the year as a classic competitor. Now, that's nothing compared to Open. I think that the money should definitely be bumped up a lot more because of the prestige, because of the interest. Like when you talk about Open getting $600,000 and then Classic getting 100, I think Classic should be at least 200 due to just how popular it is. Like people follow Classic like they do bodybuilding. People follow Classic more than they do 212. 212 is still bodybuilding, but in terms of the interest, in terms of, people following these specific guys and keeping up with the progress. Like I follow maybe 2 guys in 212, but I follow maybe 10 in Classic, and then I follow every single Open competitor. So in terms of just like, these guys and drawing numbers and being popular, I think they definitely should give more to Classic. But you know what? 100K is fine. Happy for Ramon. Big congrats. Definitely deserved it. And yeah, I mean, he might do the Arnold. I'm not sure. Ramon typically does the Arnold. And if he can come back to do the Arnold, win that, defend his title, that would be great. So Ramon is a new standard. A little disappointed by Terrance, not in the sense of he came in off or anything. I'm a fan of Terrance, and I came into this show wanting Terrance to win because out of all the names I mentioned, Ramon, Mike, Niall Darwin, Josema, Logan, like out of all of these names, I think Terrance he has the best stature, structure to fit that classic physique mold. The thing about him is that he's just short. If he had like 3 inches of height, he would be just like completely out of the oven perfect. In terms of conditioning, great muscle insertions, small waist, flaring quads. Arms are a bit to be desired, but it's not like arms have been a big factor in Classic. I mean, we've had Chris win the last 5 or 6. We've had Mike, who he has big arms, but not the most peaky biceps. We've had Urs consistently in the top 3. So arms are not the biggest deal. Like you don't need big, massive, peaky biceps to contend for the title. But I think Ramon is just like the perfect blend of everything. The height, the structure, the stature, the conditioning, obviously the insurgents, the small waist, like he has it all in terms of just like the complete package. So super happy about that. Classic got it right. Mike is probably pissed, or should I say Iblis? Iblis is pissed. If you watch a Jay Cutler podcast, you understand where that reference is from. He calls his alter ego Iblis. So he did it to himself. So funny. Anyways, quick video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, comment down below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.